Hello guys, welcome to and welcome back. I'm So Veronica and I'm so ready to remind you to sow into your future. Let's get started. So here with this particular garment, I am cutting the back in two separate pieces because y'all, I got to make room for that zipper. The zipper is going in the back of this skirt, okay? And it's going to look right. I am determined. And so now we're going to work on the front part of it. And if the front's too big, I was thinking I could just put some darts in there. Anyway, so I ended up realizing that I needed some sides to kind of stretch that black fabric out because that was like the end of the black fabric. I used it in a prior video, a previous video. And so it was like down to the scraps, but I knew I wanted to use it for something else as well. I wanted to use it till it was gone. Okay, so this is the fabric that I got from Amazon, you guys. I was so excited, could not wait to purchase fabric from Amazon so that I had that experience under my belt. So now I know. So one thing I will say is that 6 yards is a lot of print. It is a lot of print. Like, you better make sure you like that print and can color coordinate like the rest of your shoes and purse and, you know, however you do it, accessories. But anyway, so I happen to like this fabric, this pattern, but I didn't appreciate that it came with stickers on it. Like, you can put your logo on the package that it came in, because obviously it came inside a box, and then inside the box it came in like a large Ziploc bag. And so they could have put that on that, but they chose to put it on the fabric. So that ate away at a nice portion of the fabric. I'm only using it because, again, all these are practice garments until I get, you know what I'm saying, to a point where I feel pretty confident in my work. So I didn't mind just using that as the inside of the garment. But in the future, oh, I don't need y'all to put y'all's logo, y'all's warning label, whatever that is, on my fabric. I just don't. And so now, what else do I think about that? Let's see. It smelled good. It smelled like wax. It was like an anacra. Anyway. Anywho, it's supposed to be like wax woven into the fabric or something, or how they printed the print on there was through wax. And you can smell that, but it doesn't stink. It has like that new smell to it. Anyway, so now I'm getting my fabric cut so that I can put a ribbon in the front. Okay. Y'all, this is the part of the video where you might want to turn your volume down just a little bit, because we're about to crank up this Serging with swag, okay? And we're going to get started. And just like that, we have the start of a belt, if we wanted to make a belt. But we don't want to make a belt? Not yet. Okay, so this little sticker thing, the adhesive on there can mess your serger, your sewing machine. It could just do some damage. So once I realized that it was like not one to go through, after I had a fitting called Oprah. No, I'm just playing. I don't have access to Oprah like that. Anyway, so I was like, okay, you're not finna mess my machine up. I went ahead and cut that corner and finished that serge line. When I say cut that corner, I mean like turn the fabric and just got out of there. See, this is it right here. I was like, wait a minute. I started panicking. My heart started beating fast. My life flashed before my eyes, and all I saw was shea butter and coupons. And anyway, so I said, let me get out of here. And then I flipped it the other direction because I was like, the other side does not have that adhesive, sticky stuff. I said, so that will kind of like hopefully dry up whatever might have been on my machine. That was my logic, y'all. So it worked. My machine was like, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. So anyway, so I learned my lesson. Do not try to go over the logo, the sticker. Anywho, so we're going to press on. Okay, we're going to press towards the mark of the prize of the high calling, which is in Christ Jesus. And so now I'm deciding to stitch all the sides together. I'm like, let's just get it over with. Everything that we have pinned. So now I'm discovering, I'm like, okay, this is going to look like this. And this is going to look like this. And I thought I wanted some darts right there. That's why I marked it. And then I like pinched it up because this fabric, it kind of, you could tell where it was pinched at for just like a few seconds. So I just, those marks, I just went ahead and pinned those marks where I pinched it. I mean, it made sense to me, but it looked even better once I flipped it. Go on, girl, flip it around. Flip, turn it. Bless her heart. Turn it. Yeah, because I was like, you know what? We don't really need no darts in the front. They look better in the back. Darts, tucks, whatever you want to call them. I call it something that's going to kind of take away some of that extra fabric so it's not as bulky. You see what I'm saying? Don't that look better in the back? But remember, y'all, we need our zipper to be in the back. So that's not going to work. Anywho, so now we're going to go ahead and put this fringe on here. And y'all, one thing I will say, because you're supposed to, again, learn from your mistakes, right? Create and adjust, learn from our mistakes, keep something under the needle, honey, because how will you ever get good if you don't practice? Which brings me to my next one. Practice, practice, practice. Trust God with the process. Okay? Because it is Him that gives us knowledge of witty inventions. It is Him that gives us power to get wealth. Okay? It is Him. It is no longer I that liveth, but Christ that liveth in me. And so we got to trust Him with the process. He knows. He's the author and finisher of our faith. And so here what I'm doing, okay, I'm learning from my mistakes. I created it, then I realized I had to adjust it and do it over. Because I put these ruffles, I'm like just pleating it, just tucking it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to add that fringe to the front of the top portion. And then I realized, I was like, wait a minute, I don't have enough black fringe to complete my ideal. So I had to just, you know what I'm saying, had to start over. Didn't give it a second thought, just went ahead and took all the clamps out. Because it doesn't make sense to have strong ruffles, and then like just a straight line towards the end. It didn't make sense to me. I mean, maybe that would look good in the future, you know, if there was something else that was on the garment that was doing that same thing, strong ruffles, heavy ruffles to just a straight line. That is an ideal. But anyway, this is what we was going for. So that's that. Now we're going to take it to the serger. That's hilarious. I guess because I have them both beside each other. It's like serger. Anyway, so this part is really fun. To me, this is fun when you are connecting an ideal. And it's like, now that's going to have so much personality on that part of the dress. And I know it's just a little bit of personality, and it could, you know what I'm saying, there's other ways of enhancing a garment. But for me, that fringe is everything, honey. It's everything. So I don't know if y'all remember, but when I was growing up, they had this cute little like legging with a fringe on top. And I always wanted one, and my mother never bought me one. Never. I mean, granted, she probably didn't know where to get them from. But the leggings with the matching fringe on top. It's kind of like a skirt, but it was too small to be a skirt. But I just always thought that was really, really cute. Anyway, speeding forward 40 years later. So now we're trying to put this zipper in the back, y'all. And this part is very important because I learned so much, but yet it didn't kind of stick. It's like, you know, you learn your lesson, but then it's like, okay, I really didn't get the concept on what I was doing. But again, so this is the back. And so what I'm doing is, first I pinned the zipper to where I thought it was going to be good at, because I still have to attach it to the rest of the dress as well, right? And so Then I realized, I was like, wait a minute. The last time I did a zipper, I folded the garment back some, and then I pinned the zipper to a folded, because it makes for a better finish, right? And so now what I'm doing is the bottom below the zipper. And so I'm it's perched up, two lips perched for kissing, okay? And I'm pinning it. And then I realized, I'm like, once I flipped it over, I realized that the zipper and the inseam was facing two different directions. And that was cute the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 times I was making something with the zipper. But it's like now I'm expecting more out of myself. I'm holding myself to a higher standard. I'm like, I don't want that zipper part on the wrong side. So I took the zipper off and I repositioned it to where when I grabbed the zipper, but then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, am I doing this? Because you want to make sure you have access to the zipper, because I've also done that. I've put the zipper in to where it's like, okay, I got to zip it up from the inside. So I want to make sure that I have access to the zipper. What is that called? The zipper head? The zipper. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't play with me. Okay. Okay, so now I have the zipper positioned to where I can hand sew it. Y'all see that? And everything will be working, copacetically and cohesively like a well-oiled machine. I don't ask for much, but I do ask for the zipper to look decent, okay? And as y'all can see, the bottom portion of it, it looks perfect. I mean, it could be ironed, but it looks perfect. So anyway, so I was pretty hopeful about that. So now what are we doing? What's going on here? Okay, so this portion is the top back. I know I wanted to go down at an angle, okay? I feel like that is very flattering for, depending upon what your back look like, okay? But I feel like that's very flattering. And so I'm cutting it so that I can, again, make room for a zipper, okay? Got to make room for a zipper. And so now I'm pinning it. There go that fringe. Look at that fringe. So now I'm pinning it so that to make sure that the angle is angling the right direction. Okay. And so once I put that on there, again, this was a learning point. I realized that with the way that the fringe was going, facing, that this was the outside of the garment. And so I'm pinning it wrong. And this is where the two lips perched for kissing would really come into play had I had remembered that at that time. But again, God is so merciful, y'all. He has allowed me to make mistakes that I have not sewn. So it's like, okay, I make the mistake and then I look at it and I realize it before I take it to the serger or the sewing machine. Anywho, but y'all, what was I getting ready to say? I was getting ready to say something important. It was about the fabric. Oh no, I was getting ready to say that, thank you, Holy Spirit, for reminding me. I was getting ready to say I left out 2 more of the staples that I go by. Better fabric is coming, excuse me, and better patterns are coming. And I say that, I remind myself of that because, again, we can get caught up on the pattern and the fabric, and we can want to stare at it and put it in a glass case and marvel over it until we don't, have any experience with that fabric and with that pattern. But it's like you have to just dive in there. Just look at it as, what's the word for it? Expendable. So now I'm doing the top part, and I'm just cutting this about where I think I want the top part to fall. So now we're sewing all this together, serging. Does it really matter, y'all, if I say serging or sewing? We're stitching it, okay? All together. And this, when I make a garment, I'm realizing now just exactly how quickly I can produce something, a finished project, when I'm not in my head, when I'm not, you know, as I get better, I get better. You know, to God be the glory. But as I'm getting better, and I'm able to sew faster and bring ideals together quicker. And it's like, this literally took, I mean, granted, it's part one and part two, but the ideals that I'm having, I'm not afraid to just jump right in and try them. And and even when you back yourself in a corner, because sewing, like, even when you've come into a point where it's like, okay, what do I do here? Once you realize the concept of sewing, you can, people have jobs, like they have whole careers on just doing alterations and sewing modifications and whatever you want to call that, fixing garments, you know what I'm saying, to where people can wear them again and wear them comfortably, letting them in and letting them out, or taking them in and letting them out. So it's like, once you get that concept that you can fix it, it may not be right because you're, you know what I'm saying, you're learning, you are getting the experience. Um, but it can be altered. So that's what I'm not allowing anything to kind of like box me in and make me feel overwhelmed or like it's the end of the world. It's like, if you have the ideal, go for it. um anyway, so now I was deciding to put darts. Now my thinking on this, my logic on this was that if I put darts down the center of it and on the side, y'all see that little indentation right there? I mean, granted, if you really have boobs, then this will not probably work for you. But for me, you know what I'm saying? It worked. It gave me a slight indentation in the chest area. And so now I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do next. Am I going to connect this? Am I going to, what am I going to do? And I'm only struggling because I'm trying to make sure that I do everything around connecting the zipper. So I don't want to put a part on there that shouldn't be put on there yet. So now we got basically the full length of the dress. We don't know how long it's going to be. We're not focused on that. And this is going to be up here with this. Matter of fact, that's a good idea to stitch that. Not stitch it, but pin it. I think. Ooh, that is a thick serge line. I may have to go over that with a hand stitch. I don't want to mess up my serger. Yeah, I think I'm a hand sew this. I don't mind. Now, wait a minute. The dilemma comes in, if this is supposed to be the back, then I don't need to stitch this right like this. Because that zipper is supposed to go through this part. So I was pinning the wrong part to the wrong part. That's all right. Again, I caught it before I sewed it. All right. And plus, yeah, that's the inside. This is the inside. Huh. Okay. So this is the other portion of the skirt. So I feel like this part is what needs to be. Y'all following me? Let me go ahead and sew these darts. I don't want darts in the front though. I don't want darts in the front. That looks weird. I want them in the back. All right. But I do need to sew. I can sew that later. This is what gets pinned together. Two lips perched for kissing. I may have to stop the video soon because I don't want to run out of space. But I will work on this off camera because I'm in the zone. And I'm not talking about auto zone. It'll probably be the hand sewn and the darts. The stuff that y'all already know I'm going to do, I'll just do that off camera. But at least y'all know how I came up with it. What do I do here? Same thing I've been doing. It's not wasting fabric. We will find something for it. All right. So y'all see about how long it's going to be. And when I turn it over, you see where the ruffle is. You see, y'all see it? Ooh, this is where I want it at. So, that's a long zipper. We may have to switch it up and get a shorter zipper. Yep. Okay, so I lined up the zipper. Is this the inside or the outside? Ugh, this is the wrong side. Wait, no, it's not. Yeah, okay, that's the right side. And this is how much is going to have to go on the skirt. So, push those pins in. And now we're going to put the skirt on here and pin it as well. So now we're going to get our shear, our mesh, our tool. All right. Definitely going to purchase more of this. It was $3 at Walmart. And this is already folded in half, so we're going to work with the fold. And we need it to be long because of the zipper. All right, so what I would like for you guys to notice is that this is a new day, by the way. I don't know if you guys could tell. Is what I'm going to do different as far as the neckline. I know I want a smaller neckline. Let's see, I want it to go up here. And I know I want the armholes to be less space. And I know I want the bodice to kind of go in a bit as it goes down. That is something that I feel is important for this particular garment. All right. Y'all, I just realized I should have had this folded in 4s. All right, I thought I was doing good because this is already folded in half, but let's get that same fabric that's still folded. That's all right. That's all right. Is that folded? That's open on that end. Huh. I guess I do need it to be open on that end for the zipper. But I'm going to flip it over anyway. I don't know why. I'm just flipping it over. Now we're going to lay this. Since we changed the pattern, slightly adjusted it, we're just going to go ahead and lay that on the fold. Bring this down some so I can get a good idea of that neckline. That shoulder's getting cut off, so I want to pull it down some more. All right. And we're just going to follow the pattern. Now this is something that I have to be very cautious of because they look so similar. And I don't want to be cutting the other one. Look at that. It was kind of folded. Oh well, let's keep going. All right, so now we can get rid of the shear. So I got these 2 weights from the Goodwill. They were $3.99 each. I thought they were super cute. No, they don't match, but they're cute. Now let's open her up. Why is that not opening? So guys, I was watching this show. I don't want to mention the name. I'm a little embarrassed that I watch it. But the women that were on that show, they had dresses on that had this exact same concept. It's like stuff was attached. The fabric was attached to the tulle. And I was just mesmerized. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't come up with that? Anyway, so obviously, of course not. There's so many different types and styles of gowns out there. Nobody's really inventing the wheel. You know, there's nothing new under the sun. But I was just like, wow, to see how it was like the tulle can act as a canvas, you know what I'm saying, of the body. And I would love to have I guess that's what the mannequin's for, but a replica of my actual body so that I could put sheer on it from the top of the shoulder to the bottom of the calves. And then I would just put the fabric, some beautiful embellished fabric, embellishment, embroidery, you know, something with bling or rhinestones or, you know, something that's 3D, that's not protruding. Anyway, but yeah, and so you start off with the private parts, cover those up. And then you just fill in the sparse areas and, you know what I'm saying, places where it's like, oh, this thigh has more cellulite than the other one. And this is the part of the video where you want to turn down the volume so you don't wake up Pookie and Ray right now. Look at our work. Admire what we've done. All right. So now we have our bodice. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut it. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to cut it just yet. And let's look at what we've done, because it's been a couple days in between this and me seeing it last. So I need to get reacquainted. I guess I can move that for now. Reacquainted with what all the, where all the pins are, etc. So right now I'm seeing where I'm going to add this mesh to. And I'm debating on if I want to sew it first. I think I want to sew it first, y'all. Yeah. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to sew the sides, serge the sides of the skirt. I'll hand sew the zipper. But wait a minute. I'm not going to hand sew the zipper yet, because the zipper may need to be attached with this. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm knowing. But yeah, I'll go ahead and connect the skirt. Yep. Yes, indeedy do. So I'm not sure how much of this footage you guys are going to see, because this is a lot of serging. So I'm just going to probably fast forward through it, and unless I come into a complication that I want to talk about. Alright, so I really doubt I'm going to run into an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and save this footage for something more vital. Yeah. Now, when you get down here by the split area, make sure you are saving room for the zipper. I'm going to take 2 pins out. Let's see, do I want to? Yeah. 1, 2, maybe 3. Lift that up. Slide it right there. Okay. Yeah, we'll do the rest of this off camera. So when I went natural, I received a lot of subscribers from the natural hair community. And so I have to update you guys. I took down my braids, and this is a hair update. I left the braids out for about 24 hours, and then I put some more braids right back in. I usually give my hair a month to, for a break of the extensions, but y'all, I put them braids right back in the next day. I guess because I have a lot of my children's birthdays are coming up, and I want to focus on that. Parameter 1, 2. Slide it down more, get away from them pins. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there. It's getting real out here, y'all. It's getting real. Okay. So the pins are facing this way now. Move it on along. I'm just turning the fabric as the fabric is turning. Okay, so we're coming to a quitting point because we're at the point where we might want to connect the zipper. So, I just turned it and got out of there where I'm nowhere near the zipper. Let's look at our work, y'all. Let's see if we sewed the wrong part. So I know I specifically said I was going to do that part off camera. But y'all, okay, so I was going to take out the pins where I want to put the darts at. But let's look at what we got so far. And I am going to turn that sewing machine on so we can sew those darts in there. I've overdone it on darts before, so I know that that's something I have to be mindful of. I'm going to take this out because, again, we don't know where we're going to add the, take this zipper right on off of here. Because the last time I tried it on with the pins, I did it off camera. And I tried it on with the pins and I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to add some mesh, some shear, some tulle to it. And so I know that this, even though it looks big, I know that it still needed more room to close in the back. Matter of fact, I don't even think y'all saw me add this zipper to it. I think I did that off camera too. Because at first we had a different color zipper on there. I may want to take these pins out, and I may not. I think I will. I'm just undoing all my little work, y'all. And this is, again, why I'm doing it on camera, so that I can know what's important and what's not important. So we got the pins there, the pins there, the pins here in the back. And we got some pins on the side. Because we also gave ourselves darts on the skirt, the sides of the skirt. All right. It's kind of hard to tell with me wearing black. But yeah, this part here is gonna need some more, wait a minute, maybe not. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So I'm going to put this as close to the neck line as possible. At first it was going to be like down here, but that's really long. We're going to put it right up here along the neckline. Probably past the neckline of the shear of the tool. All right, let's keep it going. Yeah, I am really trying to give y'all a one-stop shop video. But it's so hard. I'm not into to be continues myself. I'm not into that. I was into that growing up. You know, you be watching your favorite show, and all of a sudden they hit you with a to be continued, and it's like, wow, I just realized that that something in here is magnetic. I don't know if it's the scissors or the pins. So all I'm doing is moving this along the side, and it's picking up pins. So that's awesome. Learn something new every day. So this is the inside. Yeah, let me go ahead and stitch these darts right now, y'all. Our brother from another mother. Now we're just going to go along the sides of where we have our pins at. Place it in there. Press her foot down. And now saw the back stitch action, and pull it out. So guys, as I'm looking back on it, I'm realizing that I'm more comfortable with this sewing machine because it's less expensive. So you say, well, what is that? That don't make no sense. It's almost like driving, if you're behind the wheel of something that's, you know what I'm saying, that you're not familiar with driving, then, okay, that's a bad example, because it ain't like I've ever driven a Maybach, okay, a Maybach. But, so I feel more comfortable with this machine, and it flows better, because the other one, when it was close to $400, and so it was nerve-wracking. Anyway, but that's just what hit me. I don't know if anybody else can relate to it. This one is like $88. $88. Might have been $89. Anyway, so I just feel super comfortable with it, and I love it to pieces. There and one there. And then when you flip it over, you have that. So now we're going to hit those darts up that's on the side. Press her foot down. Checking the base of it to make sure everything, nothing extra, no extra materials under there. I don't know what's going on with that, but we're going to have to do that again. I feel like, yeah, it's tension. The tension's off. Or maybe it's the bobbin. Could be time to change the bobbin. Let me look at it. Hold on. Okay, looks good there. If this one acts up, then I'll check the bobbin. It's just like the tension was really loose on that last stitch. Press her foot down, needle out. I didn't check to make sure everything was cool underneath there. Shame on me. All right, press her foot up, needle up, slide it out, and hope and pray we ain't messing nothing up. Okay, so let's look at our work. Again, this is the 2 darts in the front, okay? I mean the top. And then this is the, see that tension is loose right there? It's literally like above the fabric. It's, I don't know how that happened. And then the second time around, it did it, but it did it less. But we still got our darts. So now we're looking at this side to see if anything was stitched wrong. Let's go ahead and try her on to see if the darts made a difference in the chest area. So y'all, this definitely is gonna have to be a part 1 and part 2 video. I see some structure. Turn to the side so y'all can see. So we got a dart going this way and a dart going this way. So it's kind of like shaping the boob area. This one here and this one here. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and get this footage edited and get it up to you guys. And then we'll add the mesh, add the zipper, and then I think we're done. The mesh and the zipper.